Hi, everybody. I'm so excited that you're here for the 11-day reset. We are so happy that you decided to take this on. And you might be new to this and have some nervousness and maybe some anxiety or am I doing this right? All these different thoughts, right? So we're going to address those. But first, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Kristi, and I have been a part of the Isogenics family for almost 9 years now. Before I started with Isogenics, I was a highly stressed, full-time traveling medical device sales rep. I was living in hotels and out of suitcases and rental car centers and flights and all the things that trigger your nervous system and that cause stress on top of the requirements of achieving sale after sale after sale in a high-pressure job. So I found myself highly addicted to caffeine, constantly stressed out, using junky pre-workouts, anything that would just give me energy, because let's face it, eating in a vending machine or a hospital cafeteria or even room service or running through the food court at an airport was not cutting it. And so I just said, nope, not going to do that. I'll just drink all the energy I can. Well, that really didn't last too long, and it took a toll on my body. So when I started with Isogenics, my best friend, Dr. Delray Messer, introduced me almost 9 years ago. I was looking for nutrition solutions. I needed my natural energy back. I knew I wasn't doing the right thing by over-consuming caffeine. And I maybe lost 7 pounds here or there. But for me, I was actually getting high quality nutrition in my body, which then decreased the amount of caffeine. Not gonna lie, I still have my cup of coffee every day. It's just the thing to do. I love it. And I wasn't relying on all of these external sources to regain my energy. But what I also found was different modalities to help me mitigate the impact of stress. A couple of products that I love the best to do that are the Ionic Supreme and our Adaptogen Elixir. But I found external things that I could do that actually impacted my parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so we're going to get into some science. I have some notes here just because there's so much information and I want to make sure I can make it very understandable, digestible, and easy for you to follow. So when I was researching some different things that I could do to help reduce my stress level, which would reduce cortisol, which we know causes inflammation, like we don't want to be in that high stress fight or flight all the time. So neuroplasticity kept coming up. And I'm like, okay, so I know that has something to do with the brain and how it changes and the different things that we can do. So neuroplasticity, yeah, we're going to say that a few times. It's the ability for the brain to change its activity in response to internal and external stimuli. For example, you are being, back in the caveman days, you're being chased by a bear or a tiger, and you instantly go in that fight or flight mode. Well, now that same reaction is happening when our cell phones go off, or an email pops up, or we get a notification from something, or life happens to us, and then we go into that same high stress state. So I want to give you some things with breathwork, meditation, and mindfulness that you can utilize on top of this amazing nutrition to make this the best 11-day reset that you can. All right, let's talk about breathwork and what that means. Now, you may have seen ads on Instagram. You may have seen things where people are exhaling and deep breathing and crying and releasing, which is a very big part of breathwork. I have a coach from France that I work very closely with, and that's happened to me. But just for the beginners, I would like to just give you a reason why breathwork helps with stress, and it helps create those new neuroplastic pathways in the brain. So when those cell phones are going off, or the arguments or the work stress or whatever it is happening, you have a tool that can lower your heart rate, lower your adrenaline rate, and you can actually calm your nervous system down. So the first one is just going to be some easy breath work things that I started off with, and I still utilize them today. I sit in the car sometimes and do it. I'll do it before I leave the house for the day. So there is the 4-count box breathing. So we'll start with that one. So you want to be comfortable. You want to be relaxed. I'm in an office chair. It's quiet. And then you just want to inhale for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4. And hold for a count of 4. So just think of a square. And you're going to do 4 inhale, hold, 4 exhale, hold, 4 seconds, inhale, hold, 4 seconds, exhale, hold. And see how many minutes you can do that and really focus on the breathing. There's another one called the triangle. This one you can progressively make longer and longer. I think the longest that I had achieved was like 8 seconds. So you inhale, say start with 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, and then hold for 5. So those are 2 simple breath work modalities that you can utilize that will calm your nervous system down, that parasympathetic nervous system that creates that fight or flight, and it helps you focus on breathing. And that starts to create a new neuroplastic pathway to help you with stress. Okay, mindfulness. A lot of people talk about different ways of, what mindfulness can be. It could be journaling. It could be listening to music. It could be creating steps, in your head, or things you ask yourself when those high intense situations come along, whether it's stress, like we mentioned before, from work, jobs, relationships. So I learned a technique from Dr. Deepak Chopra. It's called STOP. So it's S-T-O-P. So the S stands for actually just stop what you're doing. The T, it's going to refer to the breath work, is take a deep breath right from the diaphragm, release it. The O is observe. Observe of actually what's going on around you. Are you in danger? Is it really true? Look at it, the whole situation from an observation point of view instead of a panic stress point of view. And then P, proceed with kindness. So S-T-O-P. Stop, take a deep breath, observe, and proceed with kindness for yourself and for the people around you. Okay, the last one is meditation. And I was that girl that was like, oh my God, I'm not going to meditate. I can't shut my brain off. The monkey mind's jabbering, going. I don't have time. And it's something I learned that in those moments when you're like, I don't need this, or I can't do this, is actually when you really need to. So I am a huge fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks a lot about neuroplasticity, and he also talks a lot about neuroscience and how meditation impacts the entire body. It's incredible. So you can look him up, you can go to his website, or there's plenty of things to do on YouTube. You can look for small ones. Start with 2 or 3 minutes. You want to be in a quiet place, kids, pets, partners, phones, everything out of the way. Maybe turn the lights off. I go into my closet. I know that sounds really weird, but I go into my closet first thing when I wake up and just do a meditation. And I like his guided meditations. I've also found that just sitting in silence for maybe 5 minutes. And one of the ways that I have trained my brain, again, a new neural pathway to calm down and not let the jibber jabber happen, is like, this is a mini time out for me, a mini break, a mini time out to just listen to my heartbeat, to just listen to the guided meditation if that's what you're doing, to envision certain things. It's just my time for me. And once you learn to value that time for you, whether it's 5 minutes or you can sit for an hour and do it and you work your way up to even more, that's your time to disconnect from all the things that are coming at us. Okay, so I am excited for you guys to practice some of these. You can also reach out to me here in the group. I'm happy to send you any information, get on a call with you. If you want to go into more of the science of any of these things, I'm happy to share it. But I just wanted to give you some basic tools that can help you through this 11-day process. All right, you got this. I'm excited for you guys.